in this context, there's one particular issue that's really going to be an enormous problem unless we address it. World over, there is a pension system. The pensions in the rest of the world, all the mature economies, they apply to the whole population. If you're working in ICFI, if you're a self-employed person, if you're a professional, if you're a private sector employee, if you're an agricultural laborer, everybody is covered by some kind of a social security pension system. Those who are familiar with the US would know payroll taxes. In India, it only goes to employees. You must understand that. And world over, the pensions are funded through payroll taxes and other means. Every month, the employer and employee put money into the pension fund. Therefore, future pension is drawn from this fund, not from the tax money. Whereas in India, until now, what is called old pension system, under that system, there is no contribution. Zero is put today for future pension. It's only available to government employees, 3% of the total workforce of India. And the next generation pays the pension from the tax money. And it has grievous consequences, as the next few slides will show. Therefore, way back in 2004, 2005, the governments took stock of it. They realized that this is not sustainable. The country will be completely destroyed, much worse than today Sri Lanka or Pakistan or Venezuela, etc. Therefore, let's do something at least for the future. So for all the new recruits who are appointed after 2004, the governments decided that we will now have a contributory pension like in the other countries. The employer and employee will contribute, and future pensions for these new recruits, the old recruits, until they draw pension at the end of their life, the old pattern will continue because you can't go back on that. At least from now, we will transfer the burden concurrently, not to the future generation from the taxman. All of you, many of you are in audit and accounts and so on and so forth. It's minimal prudence in management. And therefore, the national pension system was created. It is fully funded. Government of India is spending 14% is contributing towards the pension or the salary amount, in addition to salary. And the individual is giving 10%. States varying degrees, but 10% generally. So a pension fund is now created under the national pension system. It's working well. In the last 18 years, except West Bengal, every state accepted it, and it's working well. An impressive consensus was built. While it was started by NDA, UPA actually pushed it further, Dr. Manmohan Singh's government. It's working well. Suddenly, state after state, for short-term political compulsions, because employees are organized, strong, vocal group, though they're only 3% of the total workers of the country, political parties are terrified of them. They're not bothered about the future of the country. What happens after 5 or 10 years, they're not afraid of the 97% of the rest of the population. This 3%, because they're organized, they're worried because the rest of the population doesn't understand, and therefore they will not vote according to this. Whereas the employees may vote is the fear. So they are now reverting, after 18 years of successful application of national pension system, they're reverting to old pension system. Now, what will happen if this continues? Next slide.